Hello, everybody. So excited to be here again today with another amazing guest, Mary. Hi, Mary. How are you?
Hi, Carla. I'm so good, and I'm so happy to be here with you today.
Oh my God, me too. I met Mary a couple of years ago, and oh my God, 4 years ago. It's incredible, right?
Crazy, so
Ti-
crazy.
Time flies. And we met in a leadership program, but I contacted her to come into this event or interview series that I'm doing because I remember her transformation even before she went into this leadership program, and I was just so impressed about it. I didn't know at that moment that I wanted what she had. And this for me is so amazing because Mary, every time that you talked about you and what you have achieved at that point in your life, I was like, something kind of spoke to me, but I didn't know that I wanted. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, it does.
So I'm just so excited that you're here with us and you're going to share your transformation and everything that you have done so you can keep shifting in your life. So I'm going to give a little bit of information about Mary before we start, and then we'll move into the interview. Are you ready, Mary?
Yes, I'm ready.
Awesome. So Mary is a dedicated mother, wife, and a double board certificate oncology nurse practitioner. She is also a BS certified. What do you mean with no?
Oh, it's a program, no BS.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh, I love it. Okay.
yeah,
You see,
no BS. It
I
was
I
a
was
no
afraid to
BS
say
weight
that.
loss coaching. Yeah, but that's what it is.
I love it. No BS certificate, weight loss coach, community educator, and passionate advocate of eating and thinking smarter. Convinced that a healthy life is within everyone's reach, Mary promotes the idea that the faster way to transform your health is by changing what's in your fork. Having lost 80 pounds herself and seen the stark consequence of lifestyle diseases like diabetes, cancer, and dementia, Mary founded Weight Loss to Wellness. Her mission is to empower individuals to embark on their health journey. Mary is particularly passionate about guiding cancer survivors on the path to better health through personalized one on one and group coaching. Amazing, Mary. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. It's just hearing that makes me smile, and it's been such a journey. So, I feel like if I can help one person have a shift and feel better about themselves, then this is worth it. And I thank you for putting on this summit. I mean, we can change lives one person at a time. And I didn't even realize I had an impact on you. So thank
Imagine,
you. That's
right?
amazing.
Right?
Yes. And here you are. So great. So it's just super empowering.
Awesome, awesome. So as I told you before, it's gonna be 4 questions. You can expand into anything. I will ask you something if I have a follow-up. And yeah, we'll start. Yes?
Great. I'm excited. All right.
Okay. So the first question is, what is it that you do? How you help people?
How do I help people? It's really evolved over time. And I found when I was overweight and struggling, I would go from diet to diet looking for a quick fix and rapid weight loss. And I would do anything. I would drink shakes for 12 weeks and lose weight, 70 pounds, and feel so good. And then within 6 months or 8 months, I would gain the weight back. And what I realized was that I was able to do the thing, but I didn't change who I was. And when I
Mhm.
no longer had that crutch, then I was still me going to get Costco pizza and through a drive through and not changing any habits. So I finally kind of hit rock bottom when I hit my all time high weight and I hired a coach and simple things. It wasn't this restrictive diet. It's like, are you bringing your lunch to work? And if I wasn't, it's like, well, what do you think you're going to eat at work? And I said, well, Usually it's the bagel someone brought in or the donuts a patient brought, or I hoped I would get to the cafeteria, but I didn't. And she's all, we're just going to start by you bringing a lunch that has some healthy food. So simple things. And I thought, how can this work? It's so easy. I'm eating a lot of food and it's nutritious. So
Mm.
these things that worked. And it was small changes over time that led to just a healthy lifestyle. And I built on that. And gosh, that was back in 2018. So here we are 6 or so years later. And I've just gone down this rabbit hole of personal development and learning how to create change, how to be consistent, which I think is the key, how to have goals and follow through on them. So the program I had is a compilation of a lot of that. It goes over the importance of eating well. And I don't like to say every food is off limits, but if certain foods are difficult for you, it might be better to stay away from them. But I think when you restrict too much, that can create this binging mentality. So it's almost like coming from a loving place and looking at food as fuel. And from a science background, our body only has the materials we give it to build new cells for us. So if we're eating a lot of poorly nutritious food or crappy food, if you want to call it that, the quality of the blood we build, the hair we grow, the skin we make, as the remodeling in our brain is going to be less quality. It's like building a house with straw instead of building a house with steel or brick.
Mm-hmm.
But if we look at food quality and aim to get a beautiful banana or salad, salmon, grass-fed beef and things that just nourish us, we're giving ourselves better ingredients. And I like to think of the analogy of a sports car. You don't want to just put the regular gas in there. You're going to put the premium high octane fuel in the car so that it performs well. The same
Mm-hmm.
is true with our body. We want to give ourselves the best ingredients we can. And in this course I took, the lady talked about, is it red velvet rope worthy to go through the VIP line into your body? Do you want to let something in that is, the high quality VIP food, or just the stale cookie that you found in the break room that's 3 days old? Is it worth it? That's not red velvet rope worthy. So no. So so there's that. And then just balancing things. I think part of my weight gain was being a people pleaser, taking care of everybody else but myself. I found I was very last on the list. I mean, the dogs went to the groomer, my kid went here, my husband went and exercised, and I was cutting my own hair, coloring my own hair. I was overweight. I was wearing baggy old sweats. I wasn't investing any time in myself, and was taking care of parents that had dementia. So you're kind of juggling aging parents, kids, and you're very last on your list. So that's one of the things that working with my coach helped. And through leadership, it's like you get to be on your list. You get to have time for yourself and not feel guilty. You get to say no to things and prioritize yourself. So these are things I work with on, managing time, prioritizing your own self-care. It's not selfish, it's essential. Um, Taking time to move your body, finding something you enjoy. It's like joyful movement. If you ever look at kids on the playground, they're skipping around, they're happy, they're running, they're playing tag. When do we stop wanting to do that?
Mm.
It's like you sit at a desk all day working, and then you're in the car and you're sitting, and our bodies want to move. And whenever I get home, my dogs are so happy to go for a walk. And I thought, I want to channel my inner dog and be happy too, and shake my tail and just go. So those are things. And sleep, are you staying up scrolling on your phone and not getting the sleep? Because if you're not sleeping well, you're not going to lose weight because your cortisol levels are high, and sleep is so important. So it's balancing. It's like, put the phone away, get to bed, drink water. You might be eating because you're dehydrated. So there's simple things. Pack a lunch, go grocery shopping. If you don't have food in your house, you're not going to eat well. You're going to order out, you're going to go through the drive-through. All of those foods are higher in fat, higher in calories, and not as good for you as stuff you make yourself. Um, Cooking doesn't have to be hard. A lot of people, oh, I don't cook, I don't have time. But you can learn anything these days. There's all kinds of one sheet meals that you can meal prep on a weekend and have ready to go. So when I work with clients, we kind of work on all of that. What areas are they struggling with? Where can they prioritize themselves? How can they figure out what's getting in the way? Is it they're eating well during the day and then they're snacking at night because they didn't take a break all day and food is their comfort or their rest or their break? And it's like, how do we get you some rest during the day or a different way of managing all the stress so that you don't need to eat? And taking a break from some of the super processed food and cleaning up the diet with a lot of plants, whole foods, healthy, nutritious, anti-inflammatory foods that help us age well and live the life we want. Personally, I'm motivated by my parents both died at 86. They both had late onset dementia. And knowing as I'm about to turn 57, how I take care of myself now is going to impact how I am if I'm lucky enough to make it to 86. And I want to be the person that has a brain that's working well, that has joints that move and let me travel and go places instead of, oh, I hurt so much, I can't go somewhere. They don't have an escalator or an elevator, that kind of thing. So that's kind of the brexit of it. We work on lots of these different things. The group program is more structured. We meet weekly and have modules that we go through each week. And then one-on-one coaching can be customized to, meeting the person where they're at and a little more personalized and deep dive in areas that need a little more work than others.
Nice. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Mary. I
Sure.
think that you step a little bit into question number 2, but most people do, so we're good. And question number 2 is, what made you interested in what you currently do? And yeah, tell me about your journey to get there.
Yeah. So I feel like I've struggled with weight since I was a kid. I remember shopping with my mom at Sears and ending up with pretty plus clothing and having, bigger hips and feeling like I always had to watch my weight. I had a ROTC scholarship in college, but I always had to be careful because you'd weigh in and you have to be a certain weight. And I remember sitting in a sauna and trying to get a couple of pounds off
Mm.
before the weigh-in. Um, and then just a lot of up and down yo-yo dieting over the years. And like I said, I had tried the shakes where you lost a lot of weight and then gained it back. So I had done a few cycles of gaining weight, losing weight, 50 plus pounds at a time. I think prior to my weight loss, probably in 2014, I had done another protein shake thing where I lost weight and then gained it all back. This was during the time my mom was going through dementia. So I would go and see her at the memory care place. And on the way home, I'd go through a drive through and have a chili cheese dog and an ice cream cone. And I didn't realize I was emotional eating at the time. This was
Mm.
after dinner and I was grieving, even though I didn't know it. But my mom wasn't my mom anymore. She was losing her mind. And I was numbing those feelings with food. I know that in retrospect. So I had gained back all the weight I had lost. Then she died in 2017. And in 2018, I happened to be at a lecture about for oncology nurses. It was a lecture just for continuing education. But one of the speakers was talking about the link between obesity and cancer. So I
Mm.
sat back and I'm like, wow, this is interesting. I wonder what she has to say. And at the time, I was BMI of 37, 236 pounds or so. So I had class 2 obesity. And my son was 8 years old. I was a little bit of an older mom. So she was talking about how extra weight is increasing the risk for at least 13 different cancers.
Wow.
The women I take care of have gynecologic cancers. So I take care of a lot of uterine cancer, weight specifically, the weight I was at quadrupled my risk for uterine cancer, sometimes up to 7 times the risk. But the next thing she said, I sat there thinking, oh gosh, I am in trouble. This is scary. But then she said it's a modifiable risk factor. And I thought,
Mm.
wait a minute, I never smoked because I knew smoking caused lung cancer. I never thought about eating as causing a risk for cancer. So I left there and I thought, I don't know what I'm going to do because I had been stuck for 2 years. And I thought maybe I'm just going to embrace being oversized and buy clothes that fit and just dress the body I have. But deep down, I knew it wasn't healthy. But I felt like, gosh, I have tried. I am not sure what I'm going to do. And then I couldn't deny it. I went to work after her talk and I started looking at all the new patients with uterine cancer at their weight specifically. And I'm like, oh, BMI 41, BMI 50. I didn't see anyone with a healthy BMI coming in with newly diagnosed uterine cancer. And I thought, it's true. Sometimes the stars align, but I happened to stumble upon my coach right after that. And she was starting a 5-day challenge. And it was pretty easy. It was like the first day was, drink water. I'm like, well, I can drink water. The second day was find some kind of movement that you like, dance around your kitchen, go for a walk. So she did that. The third day was find uh, the hidden sugar in foods. And it's like, wow, salad dressing has sugar in it. Who knew that something healthy has sugar? And it was reading labels. I think the fourth day was find a recipe and make it. The fifth day was something else. And then it was hop on a call. And she was a nurse practitioner too. So I got on the call and I knew I had to work with her. And part of me felt very, it was humbling because part of me felt like I know what to do. I'm just not doing it. I could teach this stuff. Why would I hire a coach? I had never worked with a coach before, but I signed up for 6 months with her, and the investment was about the amount of money I had left from a little inheritance my mom had left after she passed. So I thought, that's the final act of my mom taking care of me and mothering me. And this coach was amazing and baby stepped. I think instead of going all in and being so extreme, it was little changes, but sustainable changes that you can live your life around. Because I didn't want to just lose weight. I wanted to create health and I wanted to lose weight for the last time and not have to yo-yo up and do it again. And
Mm.
I wanted, ultimately, my motivation was to lower my risk for cancer, lower my risk for dementia, age well, be around for my son because, he's 8. I thought, I know what my ladies that have uterine cancer go through. They go through chemo, they go through surgery, they go through radiation. And sometimes, even with all that treatment, they die. So, if I could do anything to lower that risk, then I get to do that. And so that's kind of what led me to this. And then once I did that, I actually, the coach I was working with said, I have a client or two that you would be perfect for. I need a little extra help coaching. I said, I'm not really a coach. She's all, no, you are. You're a nurse. You're a coach. You'd be perfect. So she matched me up with my first two clients and I loved it. And it's such a different energy. I mean, I love what I do and I love taking care of my cancer patients. And I have them from diagnosis through hopefully cure, but sometimes end of life in hospice.
Mhm.
But when I help people get healthy, it's like, oh my gosh, I didn't know my joint pain could go away when I eat better. And I'm able to go up the stairs now, or I can get on the floor and play with my grandkids, or, the clothes I never thought I could fit in fit again. And it's just such a positive feeling instead of this kind of sad cancer energy. But the getting help and empowering people to do better is really what I love doing.
Yeah, it's like a just I really think that you nail it. It's a different energy because sometimes you're looking at the same thing, right? Like, you're create like you are creating a change that this person wants, but is totally different. The journey is totally different. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, people say, oh, sometimes it's too hard or I can't do it. But once you have something like cancer, you'll do anything to get better. I mean, people are like, give me the drugs. I know my hair's falling out, but I'll do it. And
Yeah.
it's like, if someone told you, hey, if you fix up your diet and, maybe avoid some of the highly processed food, you might not end up with cancer. You think you could do it? Probably.
I have to mention because you said I didn't smoke because I knew, it will increase my risk of lung cancer. And I remember my mom, she had smoked her whole life, right? And I remember being a kid and people will say, "Why you're still smoking?" And she will say to people, "I have to die from something." That was her
Ah,
thinking, okay? Guess what? She got lung cancer.
wow.
She did. Guess who stopped smoking? My mom.
You, your
That
mom.
crazy
She
stuff.
stopped when she got lung cancer?
Of course, that
Oh.
crazy stuff was just, it was her excuse. It was her
Mhm.
reasoning, her justification of what she was doing. Once she got to face the truth, she stopped smoking. She has not smoked since then, and she's fine. She's
Mhm.
actually cancer survivor 3 times.
Amazing.
And I always say that she won because she was not gonna let cancer win. She has, this fighter attitude. But also, I really think that, it shows us how invested we are in how we don't want to change until we face the reality of, you know, what we are really trying to avoid. Because I really think that every time that she said that thing, and I remember as a kid, I was like, are you kidding me? I mean, will you die for this? And she was like, yes, I would. No, I wouldn't. I'm just saying that because I think I'm safe. I'm just saying that because I'm not seeing what these things does, the consequences. Once I
Mhm.
face the consequences and I can see the link, the
Yeah.
relationship, oh my God, that's when
And
things
that
get interesting.
and I think that's the problem that and hopefully part of my mission is to let people know things are linked together because let's say you have diabetes. It doesn't seem like it's a problem. I mean, yeah, your blood sugar's high, you're on medication, but the long-term consequences, if you're not taking good care of it and making changes, 20, 30 years from now, you're losing vision, your kidneys stop working, you're on dialysis, maybe you're losing toes or limbs because of poor circulation. They don't tell you that, or you may
Mhm.
not get that. But as a nurse over the years, I've seen people signing consents to have their toes amputated or their leg amputated, or they're getting a catheter put in to start dialysis, or they're just not able to see well because of diabetes, or they have numbness to their hands and feet. And it's like if you pay attention and empower yourself, you can do your best to reverse things like diabetes and other health conditions by really learning how to take better care of yourself and eat differently. And it's not a criticism because I was there. We're fed the story like you can eat anything you want, and there's such an abundance of processed food, and we're marketed to. So it's not to say you're wrong, but once you know better, you can do better. And there's help out there if you're wanting to change or willing to change, one baby step at a time.
Thank you, Mary. I love that. Love it so much. Okay, so we move on to question number 3. What has been your biggest, most profound shift or transformation, and how it has affected your life?
The biggest and profound shift, I think the biggest for me is getting over all or nothing thinking or perfectionism. I
Mhm.
think especially when you think about weight loss, I was either on a diet or I wasn't. If I was on a diet, I was good. And my sister and I are a year apart, and we would do final blowout. And I remember it's like, okay, we're going to be good on Monday. So we get the Ben and Jerry's, we go binge like to the movies and see 3 movies in a row and eat popcorn and whatever else, ordered Chinese food, and we're feasting, and then Monday we're going to be good, and um, so then you'd be good for a while till you were bad. Then you're like, oh, until it gets painful. Then it's like back and forth, and just meeting yourself where you are. So you don't have to be perfect, but how can I level it up 1% better? What, if I can't do a 60-minute workout, I won't work out at all. But it's like, what can I do in
Mm.
5 minutes? Can I get up and do 5 minutes of squats? Can I do, um, a walk around the block if I can't, walk for an hour? It's like something's better than nothing. And I think that is, can I leave food on my plate? Can I listen to hunger? And just because it's there, I don't need to eat it. So I think just not focused on being a perfectionist, but can I embrace that little changes add up over time? I don't have to be perfect. If I eat a cookie, it doesn't mean I have license to eat three more plus a donut and start over on Monday.
Yes.
And then I'm like, oh, well, I have the cookie, so let's go out to dinner and I might as well have drinks. And it's like,
There
that's
you
dumb.
go.
It's like, okay, I had a cookie. What's my next best choice? Okay, maybe I'm going to drink water and go outside for a little walk and not let that cookie turn into a total binge. So, um, and then I think catching yourself more. It's like, well, I don't even want the cookie. So it's
Mm.
and then saying, oh, that's interesting, or getting curious. So I think that's the other shift is, why am I going for this cookie when I don't really want inflammatory food? And is it habit? Am I stressed? Do I need a rest? So I think that's the other shift, just being curious about behaviors that I don't really want that might be popping up and noticing them faster,
Yeah.
and being compassionate to myself instead of beating myself up too. I think it's like, yeah, what do you need right now? Are you stressed? Do you need a break? Food isn't the solution if you're not hungry. It's
Mm. Mm. Powerful. So, question number 4. What is your golden nugget that helps you to move on or shift or transform during the day? How you do that and what does it require from you?
I think for me, connecting to it every day. I would say starting my day with a little bit of journaling
Mm-hmm.
helps me focus on what does the day look like. Getting outside, I start with a walk too, and think about who do I want to be, what
Mm-hmm.
obstacles might come up, how can I plan for those obstacles, and am I setting myself up for success? And it could be, what's happening? Am I bringing my lunch? Am I um, looking at when can I get movement in? That kind of thing. And just keeping reminders around. It could be sometimes a little card in my pocket, like I'm building the health that I want, or is it worth it? Is it red velvet worthy, or
Mm.
um building my future body with this food? Is this the building materials I want? So I have little stickers all around my computer that I'm looking at that remind me. It's like, drink water, or little alarms that can set up, like get up and stand or walk around a little bit. Um,
Mhm.
so I think it's small little things that remind you of who you want to be. And this
Mm.
time of year, especially at work, there's all kinds of holiday goodies around, and potlucks and birthdays and boxes of candy and popcorn and cookies. And in the past, I would have had a little bit of everything. Now it's like I can walk by it and it doesn't bother me. It's like, look, I have my food. That food's there. It's nice that people have thought about us and brought it in, but that doesn't mean I need to eat it.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Beautiful. Well, thank you, Mary. Thank you. Now, tell the audience where they can find you.
Sure. So My website is weightlosstowellness.org. So that
Mm,
would be one way, and you can message me through there. I also have a guide that I'll make available. It's a quick start guide to decrease inflammation easily. So once you sign up for that, you likely will get on my email list. And then I don't email as much yet, but I hope I do a little bit more of that. But I'm happy to talk to anyone that might want to, reach out a little more and just see if I can help you or guide you along your way.
beautiful. Thank you, Mary. I just want to say that it was amazing to hear you and everything that you have done and achieved and how you support your clients, but also listening about your journey has been amazing. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity. It's been fun to relive it. And what just struck me is like the fact that we're heading into 2025. I remember Y2K, and now I'm thinking, wow, 25 years went so fast.
Yes. Wow.
And now, from now until 25 more years, I'm like, I'm going to be 82. And it went. So I'm like, okay, so let's make this next 25 years the best. And we're heading into 2025. And if you haven't built the health you want, do it now. What are we waiting for? It's like,
Right? Beautiful. I
yeah,
love that. Right now. Right now.
yeah, now's a great time.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Don't wait, don't wait. Awesome, awesome, Mary. To everybody back home, awesome that to have you here, and we'll be coming tomorrow with another interview with another guest and another golden nugget. Bye bye, everybody. Bye, Mary.
Bye. Bye. Bye.